Hi Capricorn, this is Morgan with Compass Rose Astrology, and today we're going to be talking through your March astrology and tarot reading. And in these videos, I like to go through the transits that we're going to be expecting this month, and then after that I tie in a tarot video reading to see maybe which planets or which houses might be lit up for you most of all. And then at the end I pull an oracle card for you, and that'll be more of like a message from spirit that they might want to convey the most to you right now that might help you through the next month. Because I did choose the Oracle of the Shapeshifters. It's a beautiful card deck and I absolutely love it. And I chose it specifically because this month is all about major shifts. It's huge changes, and I'm so excited to talk to you about them. I think we're going to have a lot, especially for you and Aquarius, and we'll see why. But I do these videos from a rising sign perspective, so you'll see over here on our little astrology board, we have Capricorn here in the first house on the ascendant. So I talk to you through the houses based off of that positioning, but I do recommend that you watch these videos from a sun and moon perspective. So like you can go watch your sun or moon video to see, just because based off of your birth chart, one of those planets might be more activated than the other. It really depends on what you personally have going on, but watching these 3 videos might give a more holistic, well-rounded view of what you can expect in different ways that these transits might show up in your life. That being said, these are general readings, so take what resonates and leave what doesn't. And yeah, let me just jump into the transits. And I'm just going to start with the obvious here. Cap, we finally have Pluto leaving your first house. That's a huge transit. That's happening about halfway through the month. It's not the first major transit, but is probably the most powerful one for you. Pluto has been in your first house for the past 13 years, I think, ish. We'll be moving into Aquarius for a couple months. It'll stay there till June 11th, and then we'll move back into your house retrograde just to hang out for a little bit longer. Then we'll finally move back into Aquarius for the next 20 years. Finally get Pluto out of Capricorn. I don't know who else is feeling this, but I think we're all ready. I think that's going to be a really nice sigh of relief for you. I think Pluto in the first house, it's not the worst, but it definitely brings in a lot more changes than if you don't have Pluto in the first house. Am I right? So that's huge. That's happening probably around the time that this video goes up, actually. We do have Saturn also, your planet, the planet that rules Capricorn, is moving out of Aquarius as well, and we'll be moving into Pisces for the next 3 years. Finally, Saturn is going to get out of one of its own house-ruled signs. It was in your house, the Capricorn, for 3 years. Then it was in Aquarius for 3 years, and now it's going to be in Pisces for 3 years. I think this will be a nice little break for all of us. I think it's kind of like being able to just breathe out and release some of the tension that we've had for the past 6 years. It's also a little intense and kind of obsessive in a few ways, but it's a very sensitive maneuvering. So that's something, especially with all these other planets happening and building up in Pisces, I think you possibly will be experiencing a lot in your third house. We'll see how that pops up. And the third house is the house of siblings, neighbors, really close like friendships that you consider family, stuff like that. And just general education, and also I would say like general worships, like if you are a religious person, like going to church every Sunday, stuff like that, or having praying to your altar every night. So there might be a lot of stuff happening there for you. We do have Taurus and Venus making a conjunction at the beginning of the month, and then Taurus will be moving out of the 4th house and into, did I say Taurus? I meant Venus. Venus and Jupiter? I apologize if I said Taurus, because Venus is going to be moving into Taurus, which is a Venus-ruled sign, which is really exciting. A lot of like a good positive kind of bundles of emotions and energy for that. And a lot of power behind Venus when it's in its own homeworld sign. But then we have it going conjunct with Uranus, which can be a little wild and kind of crazy and hectic. So, I'll be honest, Uranus is not my favorite transit for a number of reasons. Sometimes it can be fun. Uranus can sometimes indicate like wanting to break free and being unique in one's own self, which is really wonderful. But sometimes it can indicate really extreme ends of that. So I'm hoping that with Venus in its own homeworld sign will kind of lend not a balancing energy to it, but a more lovingly colored sense, if that makes sense. So then we have also, which is really big for you, we have Mars finally leaving Gemini, moving into Cancer, your 7th house. Which is really great because Mars has been in Gemini for too long, if you ask me. There's just a lot of like finally kind of an air around here. A lot of finally moving out of here, finally moving on. And add in a little bit of like passion and spice to your life, which is super exciting, Cap. So I'll stop rambling, move into your tarot reading, and first I'm going to cleanse the space. I have this beautiful sage and rose bundle here, and I'm going to cleanse it with my cleansing candle I made, and say thank you so much to Spirit for bringing in positive energy, clear messages for Capricorn. Thank you for providing messages that lead to Capricorn's highest good, negating all negative energy and making room for positivity, and messages that lead to Capricorn's highest good and best, most powerful aspect. Wonderful. I love the smell of sage bundles. It smells so good. Okay, so let's go, Cap. Let's see. What do we got for you? What has Capricorn been going through? What has Capricorn been experiencing recently? What has Capricorn's feelings in the past been? I have my deck upside down. That's why. I don't usually like to read... That's so funny. I don't usually like to read reversals. I feel like if there's a certain air about it, I'll get it through the types of cards that come through. Okay. So we have the Queen of Swords, we have the Eight of Pentacles, we have the King of Wands, and we have the Four of Pentacles. So let me see here. So I'm not getting any strong houses here just yet. It's very possible that the most I see happening here is between your 1st, 9th, and your 3rd house. So just tying those two together, the 3rd and the 9th house, and just so you know, we do have a full moon happening in Virgo, which is your 9th house. So I think that's very strongly indicated here for you. And when you have aspects along the 3rd and the 9th house, it's kind of funny that I already mentioned this, but it very, very strongly revolves around either all sorts of travel or all sorts of belief systems. It could, if it's in the 3rd house, it could be your everyday belief, where you put faith in the world, where you worship, how you worship. And the 9th house can often indicate going on a pilgrimage, basically, something you do once in a lifetime to show your devotion to something. And often when you have really strong placements in those two houses, it can indicate even a complete lack of faith. So having these houses lit up along with Neptune, the Sun, the Moon, and your 1st house very strongly lit up with these first 4 cards, I am really sensing that there's a there's been I feel like there's a very strong aspect here of working towards something that you believe in. I don't really feel like this is an indication of finding faith just yet. Even though I might just say this King of Wands card has a lot of pretty heavy iconic imagery. Actually, this whole deck does when it comes to religious icons. This is the Heaven and Earth tarot deck, and it's very indicative of a lot of religious icons. But anyway, so this might be a bit of a kind of spiritual or just a sense of belief has been, you've been working on something that you believe in, basically. And I feel like there could be someone else in your life right now that is supporting you and guiding you and has kind of helped you get to this point. And I think you are honestly showing up here as the King of Wands here. So you're, especially with the Pluto planet in your first house, I feel like you've been through so much personally, Cap, that you've had to really stand on your own 2 feet a lot. And I really feel like you've gone through something that has been so difficult to maneuver. And I say that because having Pluto in your first house often makes you really break down and build up the person that you are. And I think you've really had to kind of come to terms with things that you believe in and work towards things that you believe in, and also maybe rediscover the things that you believe in. And I say that because we do have the Four of Pentacles here, and he's kind of holding on to everything that he's always had. He's like, I don't want to give it up, or possibly, oh, I've always kind of been in this material realm, trying to build my belief in the things around me and my actual abilities. And I think this person in your life is actually helping you find that. They could be someone that's really good at cutting things out that shouldn't be there. I love this because you can see her holding this, the head of a man that didn't serve her, basically. So whoever this person is in your life, they might be really good with words and might be a little cold sometimes, honestly, but they've got your back. They're really here supporting you. And I feel like with their support and just presence, overall presence, it has helped you work towards something that you hold really dear to you. I think you're a very focused and determined person, and I think you've gotten here after a really long road of maybe feeling completely lost, to be honest. And the King of Wands is like the entrepreneur card, so if that's something you're trying to work to do, especially with Venus being in your 4th house and moving into the 5th house, indicates a lot of creativity, and the King of Wands is full of creativity. So this is definitely the card of your passion turned into some sort of creative outlet. So perhaps that's something that you're working on and bringing into the world. Let me see. Oh, wow. Lots of cards. Alrighty. Okay, so this is what you're currently experiencing, Capricorn. How you're currently feeling. Okay. Wow. Okay. So you have the 5 of Wands, the 10 of Pentacles, the 5 of Cups, and the 5 of Pentacles. So this is incredibly powerful. I think you might be a little too focused right now on your money and stability and wealth. And that's showing up here because we have the 10 of Pentacles, which is generally a really good card. And this is like the goal that you have in mind. Here, let me hold it up for you. So in the back, you can see this person, this couple with like their dogs and this wise man watching on, being like, yeah, they did the right thing. They they've made such a good life for themselves, and that's what you're looking to do. Like, you want that happiness, you want that stability, and I think you also want that closeness, because this is a card that's indicated by Virgo and Mercury. So we have Mercury over here in your 3rd house. So there's just a sense of like familial bonds here too, and just closeness and support and companionship. And I think that's what you're looking for. But with these 5 cards, that's complete indication of some sort of conflict and a lot of change and a sense of instability right now. And I think that the only thing that's missing here is the the swords. So I feel like there's a lot of, perhaps you know where you want to go, but there's been so much change in your life, like physically, maybe where you live, maybe in your situation with work, and you just don't feel like there's any stability there, and it's making it really hard for you to feel like you can move forward on this dream of yours. Like perhaps you want to, maybe you don't like your job, but you're staying in your job because you believe in yourself, you believe that you can creatively like express yourself, but you might not feel like it's a very stable job. That's a big thing that I'm getting here. And even spiritually, you might not feel like it's going to serve you for a really long time, and it might make you feel really disconnected, like you're just giving away your time for someone else's dream, basically. And it's also kind of, maybe it could be a bit lonely at this job, if that's what this is about. I do think it's job oriented because we have so many pentacles here. And it's also like coming into conflict with your beliefs about yourself and your path in your future. Let me see if I can get what to expect as you move forward, Capricorn. Okay. Okay, what can Capricorn expect in order to move forward? Okay. That's awesome. Okay. So at the bottom we have the Ace of Cups. So I was called to look at the bottom here for you, the bottom of the deck. And this indicates emotional fulfillment, emotional success and love and creativity and passion and just hope and desire and being given a present from the universe, basically. So you're not going to be feeling this way for a long time, Capricorn. I think that there is an opportunity that's coming in for you, indicated by this Ace of Cups, that will kind of lead right into the Six of Cups. So this is the cups of good memories, good feelings, feeling of home and safety and stability and hope and security, basically. So it's like the beginning steps to this Ten of Pentacles card. And I think you're going to be moving in that direction when this Page of Swords kind of pops up into your life. And this Page of Swords, you can see, they call it the Princess of Swords. the pages are the princess in this deck. And this can often also be indicated by a note. So perhaps it's like you have a message coming in that not only is like emotionally fulfilling, but maybe it could come in through a letter, at the form of a letter, or maybe like a text message or an email or something, because the swords are also all about technology. So maybe something is coming your way that offers a new idea and kind of like this new refreshed passion and kind of enthusiasm towards something. And I think it's going to be related to this really sweet feeling of security and fulfillment as well. And, I'm honestly just kind of drawn to this halo around this image, and it's also around this supporter and you. So I think there's something between you and this person in your life that really supports you and like just is rooting for you the entire time. I think there's something in there where you will be able to find that enthusiasm and creativity and sense of security again, because I think that's what's really missing for you, and also a sense of like purpose and like a risk but a worthwhile risk, one that has abundance in store. And you're probably looking at the Three of Swords and being like, well, is there abundance in store? And yes, the Three of Swords doesn't indicate just like poor futures or sadness or heartbreak. But basically it can indicate some sort of unexpected events coming up for you. It doesn't have to be any sort of upcoming stress or loss, but it could indicate that there might be some triggers that will continue to make you think of some of these old feelings that you have, and they'll just keep coming up if you allow them to kind of guide you. So if you feel triggered at a point when something sorrowful comes up, or maybe you do start to feel insecure or unsupported or emotionally like alone or neglected, or like you'll never have this, like an unstable change kind of sometimes can make someone feel really lost. And I'm wondering if that's kind of how you're feeling right now. And when that happens, it can often trigger old things that have happened to us. So if that's true, and if that's what's happening to you, you are very supported here, and it could be even like divine support too, or a guardian angel is supporting you, because we do have this halo around the people in your life that love you and look up to you and want to support you and help you succeed. But there's also one around you too, which is I think it's beautiful. So cool. Let's get an oracle message for you, Capricorn. Let's see, Spirit, do you have an oracle message? Oh, wow. Oh, I love tarot and astrology sometimes. Look at this. You got Hedgehog Love, positive, uplifting new friends. So I think that means that we got some good support around you, Cap. I think that's so wonderful. So I'm going to read to you from the guidebook, because I don't want you to miss any of the messages from Spirit. You have found a new family, a new soul group of kin, friends with whom you can play, teach, laugh, and share. Groups like this hedgehog gathering are made up of individuals, but they can act as one when it comes to keeping their friends protected, safe, and feeling like they truly belong, sometimes for the first time in their lives. These hedgehogs will teach you their ways, and for a time, you will be one of them. You are safe with your friends, and together you will laugh, play, and nourish each other with connection and kinship. That sense of being home and a feeling of belonging that you have not had for some time. They do not ask you to be unlike your true self, just to respect their ways while you are among them. You are healing very deeply on levels that you may never be fully apparent, but the protection you are or will soon be enjoying is allowing you to pull back your defensive armor. Be totally vulnerable and rediscover your dreams and abilities, some of which you had put away. You are like us. You have been taken, adopted, marked, and accepted by creatures who are other, disproving your belief that you are an eternal outsider. You have found kin, and you can know that you can always call upon your brothers and sisters. People who are real, positive, upbeat, and determined wish to hang out with you now. Join them, and let's all experience a time of play, of protection, of being surrounded by loving beings. Like us, you may look different on the outside, and you may seem a bit prickly from time to time, but you just want to be safe, and you want to be surrounded by people who accept you and bring out the best in you. You will find a true home with us, despite our many differences. You will bear, physically and energetically, a mark that will help your brothers and sisters recognize you, making it easy for them to make friends with you, including you in their activities, groups, and parties, and tell you that you are loved for being who you are. This card indicates your true family will be, for a time, a group of close-knit friends who look out for each other and have lots of fun times and adventures together. It is a bit of a closed group, not so welcoming to outsiders, but its members are very protective of you and of one another too. You may feel like you have a new adoptive family, as if you were once an outcast but now have come home. You may find great relief from loneliness and isolation, or you may discover new animal friends and pets, or a group that cares deeply about animals could be about to enter your life. While this group is very tight, your individuality is respected and encouraged. It is very supported. This could be a rich and an exciting social time, and you will find new friends while on new adventures. Your peace of mind is developing and growing, and the more gratitude you show the world of nature, the more this deep peace will grow and endure. Even when it comes time to move on, as it shall come soon, you will be able to shift into a new environment, fully protected, and with a great deal of help. Your friends, old and new, are never far from you and will never abandon you. Not now that you have shared so much together. The friendships you make at this time are very loyal and could last forever. I love that for you, Capricorn. That's so beautiful, and I'm so happy to hear this wonderful message come through for you at the end. I love this reading too, and I would love it if you have any messages that you want to share that are like similar to the astrology or the tarot, and I'd love to talk to you about it. I'm just so grateful to have you guys here and that you watch these videos, and I can't wait to see you in the next video. Bye!